panelists for giving me this opportunity. Here are some of the things that I'll be discussing with you today. What is Muslim Ad Network, and how does it benefit the American Muslim consumer? In addition, I'll be discussing some of the successes that we've achieved so far, along with some of the challenges that we continue to face. I'd like to begin by introducing the team behind Muslim Ad Network. Would some of the team members please stand up? They're all in the corner there. All right. Together, I like to think we bring the perfect blend of experience, talent, and skills to the team and the company. Earlier today, we heard how desirable the Muslim consumer market is to businesses. But the question is, how do these businesses reach the Muslim consumer? That's where Muslim Ad Network comes in. To put it simply, we make it easy to advertise to Muslims. The way we do that is by forming a network of websites that focus solely on the Muslim market. We connect advertisers to Muslims, and we fill the gap between them. We connect businesses of all sizes to Muslims online. The business could be a Fortune 500 company, it could be a nonprofit organization, or even a mom and pop small business. Anyone who has a desire to advertise to Muslims, we can make it happen. So how exactly does Muslim Ad Network work? Here we're showing an example using one of our favorite clients, Amana Mutual Funds. They saw a need to reach Muslims online. So Muslim Ad Network helped them do that by placing their ad onto various Muslim websites across the internet. Once their ad was placed on these different Muslim websites, it was seen by millions of Muslim consumers online. In contrast to the old model, where the advertiser would have to contact each website individually and work with them to place their advertisements, though it was very inefficient, time-consuming, expensive, and ineffective, which ultimately resulted in a low ROI. The value of our services can be demonstrated by the impressive list of our clients. I'm proud of the fact that we work with some of the biggest brands in the Muslim market. Our network consists of some of the biggest websites in the Muslim market as well. That includes Zavia.com and Umma.com, over 35 publishers and websites in our network in total, and it's growing every month. Here's a real-world example using Zavia.com. You can see two ads, one by Islamic Belief and one by Guidance, in two different spots on the homepage of Zavia.com. Both of those ads are placed on Muslim Ad Network. Among the benefits that we provide to the American Muslim consumer is that they're now more reachable, they get more exposure to relevant products and services, and Muslim websites can now concentrate on improving and growing their websites rather than focusing on sales. The benefits that we provided have translated into several points of success that I'm quite proud of. Among them is the fact that we've already served over 36 million ads. Our network consists of 35 publishers with a reach of over 10 million Muslims per month. And we achieved profitability within 6 months of founding. And we're consistently growing by double digits every quarter. Along with our successes, of course, come challenges. And the main challenge that we face is how do we continue growing at this fast pace? We've identified some ways that we hope to grow. One is by expanding to offline publishers such as newspapers, magazines, TV stations. In addition, we hope to attract mainstream clients, local businesses, and expand internationally beyond the US. That's it.
MashaAllah, you kept within the time of 50 seconds.
Well, first of all, let me congratulate you on the fact that you indicate you're profitable and served over 20 million ads, so it looks like you're up and running and you're definitely in the right direction. Do you have on your webpage or any of your advertising material endorsements from your customers indicating what the results of those ads brought to them in terms of sales?
Yeah, sure. We're working on our next version of our website, which is going to have a lot of case studies and several testimonials from our happy clients.
Because customer endorsements are a rather powerful way of extending your brand. How about the rate of return customers? Do you have any statistics?
Yeah, over 90% of our customers have renewed their campaigns with us.
Well, that's great. Now, the other 10% that have dropped off, Do you get in touch with them and find out why?
A lot of times they're smaller budgets, they're mostly mom and pop businesses, and they haven't really needed to have a national campaign.
All right. You may want to try to reach out to those customers to see why they, let's say not subscribe to your service, because there may be issues that they could point out that you want to correct going forward. And then the other question I have, do you have like scalable rates where if you're a large user or return customer, you get a certain break on whatever the rate is that you're charging?
Yeah, we offer volume discounts.
Okay. All right. Well, those are the ideas and the questions that I had. It sounds like it's just a matter of trying to grow, and that's the biggest challenge.
Scale up, exactly. That's going to do with buying goods or else.
And from an IP, if another 5 smart kids with software engineering background decide to do this, what are the barriers to entry?
We have the first mover advantage, which is there have been several different add-ons trying to come into the market, but the fact that we've been able to attract some of the biggest publishers already, it's been very difficult for them to pull them away from us.
Is there any regulation coming down the stream that you think may hinder this? Any new taxes, any new things that starts to regulate the IP basically domains, internet protocol domains?
Not that I have no taxes, but
Thank you.
Thanks. 1 minute summary, absolutely, both of you, Jim.
Well, it looks like you're well on your way to a successful business. Again, I would just try to maybe get customer endorsements in the web page. I think that's a powerful selling tool. And cycling back with people that have dropped off of your, just as a feedback. Sometimes it may just be a matter of, I can't afford it, but some people may turn around and say, I didn't like the sales pitch. And maybe that could be an issue that you may want to address internally. But it seems to me that it's just a matter of growing too quickly is a danger. Make sure that you have talented people. Make sure that you keep up the quality control, because if you lose quality of the service, your customer is going to rapidly, go away. And also to expand your business the way it's growing, make sure that you have medical financing behind you to stay ahead of the curve.
Let me second that the QoS, or quality of service, is key. And in these clearly, call it, you're in the forefront of the modern age in terms of commerce, and so you and peers in this space will be discovering things that my generation never even thought about or was thinking about. So one of the things I let that imagination go loose. And I firmly believe that each new generation is smarter than the previous generation, regardless of what we think about our kids. They always outdo us, out-invent us. So be inventive and don't look at established methods, create new methods, and go forward.
We open up to 3 minutes Q&A. I will tell you, Subhanallah, you present extremely well. You have an amazing handle on your business, and that's rare to see with so many young guys in an early stage like this. And I would think that if you put your team together and went out and saw investors, I think a number of investors that are looking to get into the media space like this would be pretty impressed. So I think it's just a matter of fine-tuning and honing kind of what your approach is, what your strategy is. I've seen what you've done with Zavia.com and others. It's pretty phenomenal in such a short period of time. As the Muslim Ummah is growing, this whole media segment lifts all rowboats, and as that lifts, I think you can really capitalize on it. So I'll open up to you for Q&A.
Sure. I'm glad you guys mentioned about the scaling up and the investors, because our next stage of growth is going to be to accelerate our growth. The hard part was proving that our business model works and finding companies that are willing to pay for our services. Now that's been done, now how do we accelerate and continue growing? And we are considering opening up opening investments to investors in the near future. So if anyone's interested, you can get details with us in the back. My question would be, like earlier I was mentioning, there are several ways we can expand our growth. Now, how would you guys prioritize where we should put our focus out of those several ways that if you can remember? where should we focus on growing? Like internationally, expanding beyond just digital media and working with offline publishers?
You know, I think you get to a stage in business, especially when you start to do good, that you start to figure out how to screw it up. And I will tell you that be very, very careful now, because you have something. If you have something profitable, even if you look at investors and just you know, if you have it going and it's going good, continue to grow it. Focus on what's working. I would tell you that if I had to give one advice, and especially if you were presenting to our company, I'd have a couple of ladies on your team. Especially since a lot of that is going to help you grow into a market where you may not be thinking about it. That worked for us because in the beginning we thought, you know, we had it all figured out and everything until you start to bring team members and you diversify a bit. That would help a lot. And I would, you know, just grow it. And investors, I would tell you to be careful on investors. You know, other people will tell you, sometimes if you're already making money, you know, you don't need money, you need more sales.
Sure. No, just to accelerate.
Let them come to you. Let them come to you.
Maybe another angle is that I reflect back to the presentation in the early afternoon today, where there's 7 million Muslims in the U.S. and sales like in Sweden or size or Finland size. So there's going to be Muslims wanting to advertise as Muslims, and there's non-Muslims that want to advertise as Muslims. So then it's just Muslims advertising. All of a sudden, we have a live market in the United States with 300 million trying to advertise 7 million. And then on top of that, I think there's a tremendous market in the U.S. Everybody wants to be in this market. I wouldn't dilute my focus by going other places. Do well at home first, and then expand.
Thank you.
That's good advice. Thank you very much.